Hello, and what the heck is up, my Atlanteans? How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing well. As for me, I am feeling a little bit under the weather. I think I just have a cold from my boyfriend, so if I start panting or something, don't worry. I just might feel a little bit exhausted. Today, we have something really exciting to look at together. I recently got this in the mail unexpectedly. Not in like a PR way, but you guys, for today's video, we're going to be looking at so as you can tell by the title, the thumbnail, and what is in front of us, we have the Draculaura Vampire Heart Monster High doll. I feel like a lot of people that have gotten her in the mail was very surprised to get her because we were all expecting her to come like October 20 something. I personally am in Canada and I was like really surprised that she was even able to come this fast. She was supposed to come on the 25th, but thank heavens that she is here. I'm so effing excited. She's so gorgeous and I think she might be my favorite Monster High doll. I know, lame. Of course it's a Draculaura doll, but y'all know that Frankie is my favorite character. But here we are with Vampire Heart Draculaura. I received her on Monday. Today is now Friday. And I have been waiting to get her out of the box. I'm so excited. If you don't know, I think the main designer of this doll is Annalise. I don't know what her last name is, I'm so sorry. But she is the main designer, and when this doll was released unexpectedly, she came up on her stories to talk about like all of the little elements. So I made sure to have all of that ready so I can give you guys like a thorough explanation of everything. This particular doll is based on the what if idea if in the Frights Camera Action movie, Draculaura had ended up being the vampire queen, and thus being the holder of the vampire heart. Is that like a really like dramatic explanation? Frights Camera Action is a movie that came out in G1 when all of our favorite ghouls go to Hauntlywood to find the original vampire heart and to find the real vampire queen, who ends up being Elizabeth. That's a whole situation in itself. But wouldn't it be amazing if Draculaura ended up being the vampire queen? I love that in G3 Draculaura ends up being like the vampire princess, because you know, Dracula. But I find it like really interesting that they didn't choose Draculaura to be the original queen. Like that would have been such an obvious idea. But I guess she gotta stay in Monster High, right? So pretty much this is what she would look like if she ended up being the vampire queen, and this would be her coronation outfit. So it'd be super grand, very extravagant, very exciting. Okay, so let's get right into the doll. Okay, so let's start off with this amazing packaging. This one I actually got sent to my mom's house, and when I went to go pick it up, my brother was there, and I was telling him like, oh, like I'm so excited. I'm gonna like take her out of the box. And even my brother was like, what is wrong with you? Like, what do you mean? And he's like, it's such a gorgeous box. She looks so beautiful in box. I'm not talking to you until you figure out how to put her back in the box after you unbox her. This packaging was designed by Miss Diana Leto on Instagram and Polgi on Instagram as well. It's designed to look like a glass case type of situation. Like as you can kind of see, it has like a dome type of structure, kind of like one of those Rainbow High boxes. We'll get into the back in a second, but look at how beautiful. Love all the little vampiric details with all the bats and all the cobwebs and all the filigree. Like it's very like old money vibes, you know. So as you can see, we have Draculaura smack dab in the middle there. You can see her surrounded by her bat friends. I'm really excited about the dress. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about the doll later. Let's just look right at the packaging. We have Draculaura Vampire Heart in foil letters. You can see the vampire heart itself. And I love this like holographic black filigree with all these little pink hearts. Like that's so fancy. And you can see like on the edges here too, like all the little pink filigree. It's just like so gorgeous. Like all of it is so well thought out. But the thing is about the box is that it is effing ginormous. Like if you're gonna put her on display, she would take up a very large amount of space. So if that could be an issue for you, look out for that. On the back, it's written, in another time, Draculaura is the vampire queen. As the vampire heart begins to glow, Draculaura can hear the stirring melody of a string quartet. But how, she wonders, her dark eyes peering down into the ballroom as dancers swirl in a ghostly scene. Candles flicker with an ominous glow as the clock strikes midnight and Draculaura approaches the grand staircase. The crowd grows quiet as they watch the haunting beauty descend in a romantic and regal cage skirt ball gown, her dark hair pulled back by an elaborate backwing headpiece. The vampire heart glitters at the center and brings the crowd into a respectful bow. Draculaura has arrived and is ready to stake her claim as the new vampire queen. That's amazing. And of course here we have a really good idea of Draculaura's makeup and like the front of her dress and like what she looks like from the back. And you can see her little vampire heart headpiece, which is gorgeous. I'm so excited. Okay, you guys, so that is pretty much Draculaura, Vampire Heart Draculaura in box. That is pretty much her box. Obviously gorgeous, amazing, perfect in every way. Now I am going to open her up and we're going to take a closer look at... Let's take a look at the backdrop and also the doll afterwards, okay? Okay, so I'll start off by saying what an easy unboxing. Like, this seems like such an elaborate doll and I'm just so excited that it just took like some tape snips up at the top. On the side, after you carve out the tape, you literally just pull it out and then it opens like a clamshell. And to take her out, it just takes a couple snips, you pull her out, and she's ready. Like, she's pretty much as the stock photos look like. So as you can see, we have these two little plastic pieces that have these holographic bats on it. I love that depending on some light, they blend into the background. And it really does help make it look like the bats are surrounding Draculaura. There's so many little details. I love the heart-shaped staircase in the background. We have a little vanity here that holds the vampire heart headpiece. We have a gigantic carpet with Draculaura's skelette. Like the amazing filigree and the beautiful details on like all the carpets. The skelettes in the windows, the gothic windows. We have a little chair here, and in the corner here, I'm gonna try to zoom in. I don't know how well you can see this, but that's actually a really tiny illustration of Vampire Heart Draculaura. I'm gonna try to like get a little closer because I think this is like really important. Like, look at that. Isn't that so cute? Also, the fact that we do have an illustrated version of her at all, I just think that's so cute, and I'm so happy that they added that little detail. And now for the piece de resistance, we have the Vampire Queen Draculaura doll. Let me tell y'all, like, taking her out of the box, like, it really does just like, you really just wish that you could keep the box. It does come with a couple of things. First of all, we have a little saddle stand. A little Monster High saddle stand. This is actually my first. And her last accessory, she has this gorgeous certificate of authenticity that is signed by Annalise Lau. That's her name. That is the main designer. I love that it's actually embossed with the letters. It says Monster High. It says, certifies that your Monster High Draculaura Vampire Heart Doll materialized through the collaborative efforts of designers and artists at Mattel. She is not numbered. I don't know how limited she is. I mean, I'm pretty sure she's sold out now. It really does just add to like how special she feels. Okay, guys, let's get into the doll. Let's look at her like I do with like any other doll. So starting from head to toe, as you can see, she does have this very elaborate hairstyle. I just love how like interesting it is, but also is still like very regal. She has these two Sailor Moon-esque bangs, kind of curve out into her forehead, and her hair is split down the middle. So in case you are like a hair restylist, just know she does have a middle part. She has these gorgeous little braids that go from the front of her head down to behind the long part of her hair. On the back of her head, you can clearly see the beautiful vampire heart headpiece that they were talking about. In my opinion, this is probably like the best accessory. You can see we have the vampire heart with the little bat and its bat wings kind of flaring out, and we have these spider web-esque like wings coming out as well. And I love that we get like a little bit of a pink gradient at the top here, and coming down we have these like looser webs And we have these like separate little dangly pieces, and they're actually the exact same mold as the Haute Couture Draculaura's belt, which I think is really cool. You can see she has long flowing black hair, mainly black hair. She does still have the pink hair, as you could tell from the top, and it is meant to look a little bit curly, like the little ends of her hair. For her makeup, they did make sure that it was still interesting as a usual Monster High doll, but they wanted to make it, like, it had to still suit the vibe of the doll, you know? So we do have, like, this little smoky eye. We got some ashy pink in there, too. Of course, we have the rooted lashes. It wouldn't be a collection Monster High doll without it. She's got these deep purple eyes. I love the way they do her eyes like this. She's got the gorgeous black lips with her fangs coming out and a straight black heart on her cheek. She has these chandelier type earrings that are a new mold as well. We have a little vampire heart with some danglies coming down, which is absolutely gorgeous, and it's made in this translucent pink plastic. I'm going to try to remove it. Yes, okay, thank God you are able to remove it if that's what you wanted to do. But her headpiece is literally perfect for me, like absolutely made for me. The thing that I really wanted out of a fancy Draculaura doll is that they really went with the, it sounds weird, but like the Bride of Dracula type of vibes. If you have seen Bram Stoker's Dracula, the one with Winona Ryder, one of the brides are seen in their, I think it's like their sleep outfit. They're wearing all white, and they have this gigantic headpiece. And that's what I really wanted out of a really fancy Draculaura. Like, I wanted the extravagant headpiece like that. Okay, let's get into the dress, shall we? So this dress is actually made out of 4 different layers. Technically, 4 different layers. But we have a bow-shaped shawl. That is the dangly part of this dress. The little white bodysuit with the contrast lace cuffs and collar. This actually turns into a little mini dress, and this black rouged top part of the dress actually turns into a mini dress, and it's gorgeous, like the little pearl details, the actual rouging that is going on here, and it feels like a really soft satin, so I'm really excited about that. Then this gigantic caged skirt with the little foil drapery at the bottom. This is all one other piece. If you can see the little shapes on her, on the panels of her skirt, if they look familiar, they're actually a nod to the original Frights Camera Action Draculaura doll. I really love that they were able to like go back, look at the original Draculaura doll, how can we elevate this to the extreme, and I think they just like did it so beautifully. The drapery at the bottom here is also gorgeous. Like, this is a very soft tulle material and a very soft, I don't even know if it's satin, it feels kind of more like a cotton type of material. Oh, and also this middle part of the skirt is actually made out of pleather. It's so gorgeous. Like, when we get into it, it's crazy, it's crazy. So I just took every layer off of her and I separated it all, and we could all take a closer look at everything. So starting off with Draculaura herself, this is the outfit she's wearing underneath all of her layers. So this is the lace bodysuit. As you can see, we have the little black lace cuffs while everything is in like a white lace. I love that the shoulders are still a little bit puffy. I think that's so cute. It is really well constructed. Everything is attached together in the back via Velcro. You can see the black contrast top stitching as well. I think just this in general is already really high quality, and I'm really excited about the energy they're putting back into Monster High. Of course, now we have a better idea of what her body looks like. Her body isn't any different compared to like any other Draculaura doll. Next layer we can look at are her shoes. The detail on the front is supposed to look like brocade fabric. We have all of the little rouging, the little like etching that a brocade fabric would have. We have tiny little bows. Obviously it is all one piece of plastic. It's just one giant piece of black plastic. Have a little bit of a heel. It's a pointy shoe. On the back, little bat on top of it, and we have a spiral staircase going down for the heel. And all of this is actually made out of a translucent material. Would I have preferred if they colored it in? Obviously, especially since this doll is at the price point it is. I would be hoping for more paint, but I still really appreciate the detail. And of course, if this shoe was in real life, Pretty sure it would all be in black anyway. So that is what the shoes look like all together. So cute. Next we can talk about her bow-shaped shawl. So just like her Donna the Dance doll, also the Monster Ball doll, she also comes with a gigantic bow that sits on the back of her, and her arms actually go in through this like sleeves, kind of creating the illusion that these are even grander puff sleeves. And they made sure that the train was also really effing giant as well, so I really like that. It's made out of this like medium gray to black tulle, and it's really soft. Like, it feels really high quality, so I'm really happy about this. And it's actually stitched at the top here, so it won't like undo, you know? Like, this bow is not made to be undid. Next, we have this little mini dress that is also an option if you are a redresser. From the bottom, you can see that it's really well constructed. All of the panels are sewn correctly, I would assume. I'm not a dressmaker myself. Love the lace that goes through each panel. Beautiful. You have a better idea of the pearl detail. Just so gorgeous. And of course, it goes all the way to the back, thank God. Her bodice in particular is also very well constructed. It's made out of actual panels as well. And you can see the boning going through the front. I don't think there's anything in there, but the stitches like create that illusion. And we have a plastic ashy pink rose in the middle with a little bow behind it. So cute. Of course, it's attached in the back using Velcro. The last piece we're gonna look at is her gigantic cage skirt. Oh my god. Okay, so as you can hear, it's made out of like vinyl, but there's 2 layers of vinyl here. So first and foremost, let's start from the bottom. We have this clear vinyl layer, which is actually stitched to the other layer of vinyl. This kind of, I guess it's to help hold the shape, and also it's a like a layer from the back of the detailed part of the skirt. The detailed part of the skirt, obviously you can see has the shapes from the Frights Camera action doll, which is really gorgeous. Love this like brocade fabric. You can see the little foiling that is going on there, the little lace at the bottom that you can barely see, but they still added in, the little bits of tulle to match the shawl. This is just gorgeous altogether. And of course, with the dress on top, it just feels even more complete. And this is also attached in the back using Velcro, and there's a tiny little inbuilt panty. So when she wears the skirt, she's still modest and also helps keep the skirt up, you know? And that is this amazing cage skirt, which is so crazy, like so well thought out. I'm so happy with this. So this is what they were talking about when they were talking about how you can redress and undress and dress up your doll, you know? So you can literally wear the top part of the dress as a mini skirt, and I'm absolutely obsessed with this idea. You guys know I love a gimmick, and I love that this collector, like high-ass quality Draculaura doll has this feature, because it really does just make up for that price. And speaking about the price, let's talk about it. So unexpectedly, no one even knew this doll was gonna happen. Monster High uploads a photo, or a photo set of the Vampire Heart Draculaura, and is telling us that she is going to be available today. By today, I mean whenever those photos came out. They took down the photo, they put it back up, there was an Amazon link, the Amazon link wasn't working, there were no photos, then the photos came up, but then, finally, Amazon is finally letting us all purchase her. And Elise has posted the stories talking about, like, everything that has to do with this doll. And we're going to pay, and we realize she is $100 American. And you guys know I am not from America. I actually live in Canada, which makes a conversion even worse. I don't remember how much I personally paid. I think I paid like about $130 because I also had to pay shipping. When I first saw her, like just the photos, I was enamored. I had to get her. Like, I knew in my heart that I was like, I had to get this Vampire Heart Draculaura doll, otherwise I will regret it. Thank God I did. I'm so happy with her. But the fact is that she's $100 American. And I vowed to myself that I would never purchase one singular doll for $100. Like, that is just too much. So do I think $100 for her is too much? Actually, I don't think so. $100 is a lot. Like, that is not an accessible price point. Do I think she's worth $100? Absolutely. Like, so much more worth than, like, the, like, 80, what was it? Was it $80? Or, like, $100 and something for the Beetlejuice set? Something like that. So much worth the price. The quality is so good. The details are well thought out. You can see that there was care and attention given to every aspect of this doll. Even the packaging is crazy. If she feels like $100, like, I'll tell you that for sure. Alrighty, y'all, so that is pretty much the Vampire Heart Draculaura doll. Like, is she not just, like, probably the most gorgeous Monster High doll you've ever seen? I know that there was a lot of controversy with the amount of black she's wearing, but she is a gothic ghoul, and she needs to have her black. Her skin is already pink. The pink in her hair. Like, I love the contrast stitching on the bodysuit to really just, like, pull everything together. I think that there is enough balance in this doll to make me appreciate all of the black. All of the black pieces also have different textures to it, so it doesn't just feel like one giant blob of black fabric. So yeah, everyone, that is everything for this video. Please let me know what y'all think about the Vampire Heart Draculaura. Let me know if you guys want to see more of this what if reimagining, and which character would you like to be turned into a what if reimagining doll situation, just like Vampire Heart Draculaura. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see y'all on the flip side. Bye-bye.